This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV. I'm Derek Gilbert with 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. Item number 5 today, Iran. Israel admits it took some hits on Tuesday. The massive missile attack from Iran, about 180 missiles launched at Israel. The Israeli Air Force saying some administrative buildings were damaged in Tuesday's attack and saying that the public's conduct was heroic, saying it prevented a lot of injuries by following the Home Front Command's instructions. Israelis get alerts on their smartphones telling them, okay, for now, no gatherings of more than 10 people in any particular place, and so on. Other instructions that we Americans just, this is so far outside our experience that it's hard for us to grasp, but this is how Israel lives, and really how they have lived for the last 75 years. Large number of the missiles launched by Iran were intercepted, but several did hit in central and southern Israel. Following the attack, IDF spokesman Daniel Hagari stated, Iran's attack is a severe and dangerous escalation. There will be consequences, end quote. Israel promising to respond, as I said yesterday. Just what that response looks like, we don't know yet. We do know that the Biden administration saying, don't attack Iran's nuclear facilities, saying that while Israel has a right to respond, it must do so proportionally. What exactly does that mean? As I've said on this program before, in that part of the world, in the Middle East, unless you respond in force, with more force than the enemy hit you with, you don't have any respect. We in the West think, okay, they attacked, you had one person killed, that was the man from Gaza who was in Jericho, shrapnel falling from the sky landed on him, tragic. So what? We can only take out one. It's a Western mindset that does not work in a Middle East setting. It sounds barbaric, sounds harsh, but that's the reality of it. Topic number 4, United Nations in Lebanon. What do you know? Fatah Sharif, who was killed by an Israeli airstrike Monday, was the top commander for Hamas in Lebanon. He was also a prominent official with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, UNRWA, working as a principal at a local United Nations school, and he led UNRWA's Lebanese Teachers Union. Shortly after his death, UNRWA confirmed in a statement that Sharif was one of their employees. Hamas praised his dual roles in its own statement, saying that Sharif did excellent jihadist and educational work in calling him a successful teacher and an outstanding principal. He's a great educator, but he's also a great terrorist. And he's an employee of the United Nations. Sharif, just the latest UNRWA employee to be outed as a Hamas member. About a dozen of them were direct participants in the massacre on October 7th. And about 10%, according to Israel, about 10% of the aid organization's employees have direct or indirect connections to either Hamas or Palestinian Islamic Jihad. The White House did not respond immediately to a request for comment, but just over a week ago, back September 21st, White House spokesman John Kirby said the Biden-Harris administration, quote, continues to support funding for UNRWA, end quote, because UNRWA continues to distribute life-saving assistance. And then on Monday of this week, the Biden-Harris administration announced $336 million in aid for Gaza and the West Bank. There are areas of western North Carolina that may be without power for months. And we're sending millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and continuing to fund an organization that's been thoroughly infiltrated by terrorists. Topic number 3, upon further review, looking back again to Tuesday night's vice presidential debate. As with the presidential debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, after things kind of settle and soak for a couple of days, you begin to get a better sense of how the debate landed with the public. As I said yesterday, J.D. Vance won the debate on presentation alone. He came across as more confident, in command of the facts. Walz looked very eager to please. The deer in the headlights look has already become a meme on social media. But Walz had a couple of missteps that may haunt the campaign. First, Walz misspoke and said, "I've become friends with school shooters." That's a direct quote. Now, obviously, he misspoke. He didn't mean to say he'd literally become friends with school shooters. In the moment, you're under a lot of pressure. You can say things that you don't mean. Your brain is thinking about 12 different things at once, realizing that you're being watched by millions of people. and that your entire future, and indeed history, is judging you on what you say in that moment. That's a tough spot to be in. So, all right, granted, but then he said the same thing, exactly, again. So twice during the debate, he said, I've become friends with school shooters. Then, and I think this is the worst of the two, Walz admitted under questioning that he was not in Hong Kong during the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre in China. Now, he's made that claim on the campaign trail for years, multiple times. Walz said, well, I misspoke. Sometimes I'm a knucklehead, et cetera, et cetera. I didn't mean it. And he did a kind of a Kamala-esque thing, talking about growing up in a town of 400 where you rode your bike around until dark. And then, to their credit, the CBS News moderators said, but yes, you didn't answer the question. Were you in Hong Kong as you claimed? Because evidence shows, it's documented that he was not. He was in Nebraska at the time. Walz then said, well, yeah, I did say that. But I was in Hong Kong, even though, again, he was not. So Walz caught out in a lie, claiming to have been in China during the Tiananmen Square massacre. He's lied about his military service, about being in a combat zone. Again, even the normally left-leaning media, except for MSNBC, which has gone to ridiculous amounts of cope to try to explain how Walz actually won the debate. I mean, it might look like he lost, but he really won. But other than MSNBC, most of the media having to admit that Walz was less than impressive on Tuesday night. Topic number 2, 21st century Babylon. Sean Diddy Combs, kind of a media mogul, very influential in the world of hip-hop and rap. He is apparently stepped on somebody's toes. He is facing dozens of new allegations of sexual assault, a series of lawsuits that are about to be filed, that is. A news conference on Tuesday, Texas attorney Tony Busby said he's representing 120 accusers with allegations against Combs. He said more than 3,000 individuals have come forward to, and this is mind-boggling. 3,000 individuals have come forward to his office with accusations against Combs. Now, some of those probably just people looking for an easy payday, but still, Busby's going to start filing lawsuits within the next 30 days, not just in Texas, but in several states. They will name the defendants at a later date, he said. According to this new group of among the new group of accusers, Busby said 62% identify as African American. They come from 25 states, most from New York, California, Georgia, and Florida. Busby said 25 of the accusers were minors at time of the alleged incidents, some happening as early as 1991. Lawyer further claimed one of the accusers was as young as 9 years old at the time of the alleged incident. Combs has been facing an avalanche of legal issues since his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, filed a civil suit against him last year. They settled out of court. One of the most bizarre aspects of this whole story, among supplies seized by police at one of Diddy's homes this year, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Nothing more need be said. Biggest question about Sean Combs at this point is whether he, like Jeffrey Epstein, belongs to intelligence. Coming up, a pro tip: if you're going to steal a car, don't do this. That's next on 5 and 10.
We want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible new work in the Carl Gallup's Ultra Collection. When you order this amazing collection from the skywatchtvstore.com, you'll receive the brand new book, Eyes to See, Is Our World Ready for the Coming Visitation by the legendary Pastor Carl Gallups, where for the first time ever, you'll discover what the Israel link truly is and the gravitous prophetic significance it holds in the times we're living in right now. You will learn about the real-life supernatural encounter that will open your eyes to see the spiritual realm like never before. Eyes to See will make certain you are spiritually ready for the coming visitation. And it uncovers massive treasures of astonishing insight previously hidden in Scripture and revealed specifically for our day. You'll also receive the amazing books, The Summoning, Preparing for the Coming Days of Noah, and Glimpses of Glory by Pastor Carl Gallups that take you from the Garden of Eden to Jesus' glorious return, and a cosmic collision of biblical truth that explodes to life upon the tapestry of the mind and soul. For a very limited time while supplies last, you'll also receive the Summoning Companion DVD. Join Pastor Carl Gallups for this incredible, exclusive two-part sermon. From living without fear in the midst of our prophetic age, to the questions surrounding what Jesus is telling his people through the prophecy of the fig tree and the return of Israel. This companion DVD is a must-have. These items hold a retail value of $85. Yours now for your donation of only $40, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Carl Gallups Ultra Collection.
Item number 1 today, if you're going to steal a car, don't do this. Oklahoma man Cody Adams had a court date regarding a stolen vehicle charge. Couldn't find a ride to get to court, so he stuck to what he's good at, stole a car. Oklahoma State troopers said Adams was at a gas station in Stillwater asking people for a ride to his court date in Pawnee, Oklahoma. Couldn't find a ride, so troopers said Adams hopped in an unoccupied LifeNet Emergency Services pickup truck and drove himself to court. He drove the 30 minutes from Stillwater to Pawnee, ditched the truck, but emergency services was able to locate the truck, and troopers caught Adams as he walked into the courthouse. Adams was allowed to attend his scheduled court date, then taken into custody, transported back to Payne County, and booked on new charges. So, kids, what have we learned today? If you're going to court for stealing a car, don't show up at the courthouse in a stolen car. It's a good thing crooks are not the sharpest tools in the shed, otherwise we would be overrun. The Resurrection War, that is the title of Skywatch TV's Fall/Winter 2024 virtual conference. 24 cutting-edge presentations from the likes of Pastor Carl Gallups, Messianic Rabbi Zev Porat, Dr. Judd Burton, Dr. Igal German, Dr. Mike Spalding, a lot of educated folks here, Doug Van Dorn, Colonel David Giamona, Troy Anderson, Carl Treikrib, Daniel Holdings, Ryan Pitterson, Vicki Joy Anderson, and of course all of us from Skywatch TV, Donna Howell, Joe Artis Horn, Sharon K. Gilbert, yours truly. You get access to all of the presentations for 90 days beginning November 30th. There is an early bird discount. If you sign up by November 15th, you'll get it for $10 off, $85 instead of the regular $95 price. But even if you sign up after November 30th, you still get 90 days access. So find out more and sign up today, defenderconference.com, defenderconference.com. That's the subject of this week's program on Skywatch TV. You can watch it right now at our website, skywatchtv.com. You'll find all of our video content there always. Just remember that in case we ever get kicked off of, social media. You can also catch it right now on your set-top box, Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, over the internet, youtube.com/@Skywatch Television or rumble.com/Skywatch TV. But if you download our mobile app, you are protected. We will never be canceled from our app. It's available for iOS, Android, and Amazon Kindle Fire phones and tablets. And we've got links to their app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 in 10 online, YouTube @5 in 10, X, formerly Twitter, @5_in_10. Subscribe, share that around, and thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.